Last Christmas, I gave you my...
Oh,
You like that?
I do. It was very sweet. Mr. James Hsu.
Chasing Cinema.
We're here at our neck of the woods at AMC
.com.
Town Square today talking about Last Christmas.
I gave you my heart.
I don't really know the rest of the song, I don't think.
And the very next day, you
Well,
gave
that
it
part.
away.
Yeah, but like it's, you know, and then that's it though, right?
I can sing the whole thing.
Yeah, see? Holidays. So, Last Christmas, Emilia Clarke.
Henry Golding.
Yeah, Henry Golding.
We got the Queen of Dragons.
Yes, and formerly Crazy Rich Asians, Henry Golding.
Yes.
Teaming up with, once again, Paul Feig from A Simple Favor. Paul Feig must have been a fan. Paul Feig producing...
Paul Feig was like, yeah, I like this Chinese guy.
He's like, this is my guy right here. Yeah. Paul Feig, The Heat, Bridesmaids, more recently A Simple Favor. You know, a comedian director that has been around for a long time, established himself, Ghostbusters, all these things. Now brings us a Christmas movie in November. We're only weeks away of Christmas, and this year is slowly starting to come, or quickly coming to an end. And what better way than to sit and watch some Christmas spirit?
Love it.
What did you think? You love.
Yes.
Yes. You love Christmas?
Yes.
Did you love Last Christmas?
It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was the movie. Yeah, overall the movie honestly was okay. And Emilia Clarke though is so charming.
Yes.
Her smile, she has a very and this isn't to be rude, even though this will probably sound. But I also have this. She has a big mouth, you know, and she's just very cute, you know, and she's electrifying.
Her smile
Yeah.
is very contagious.
It's just like you just watch her and you just like keep on acting and doing your thing.
Yes.
But overall the movie is okay.
Henry
Yeah.
Golding?
He's,
man.
he's just a charming guy.
Michelle Yeoh?
He was playing very similar character to Crazy Rich Asians. I felt very similar.
He's a smooth cat.
Yeah, just a smooth. You know, you just want to be
Smooth
that
cat.
dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And then Michelle Yeoh did Michelle Yeoh. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's funny. Elf.
Emma Thompson, I guess would be the last one. Last stop.
I like Emma Thompson, but in this movie, because of her character, I didn't care for her.
Okay.
I didn't care for the character.
So this is a weird one, and I agree with you on that. Not for necessarily the same. I don't know. Maybe for the same reasons. The movie never really feels like a rom-com. 100%.
No, and I love rom-coms. This
Yes,
wasn't a
and you
rom-com.
love
This
rom-coms.
wasn't a romantic comedy.
But the movie also tries to do a lot of things, and I think part of this movie that works. I don't think. Okay, so first off, I think it's a decent movie. I think it's fine. I think it's very generic in terms of like Christmas movies. I mean, I hate to kind of take an organization's name and like associate it, but like to be very generic, the Hallmark kind of thing where it feels very played out with the whole Christmas angle. But I think there is something good here, and I think, like you said, it's watching Emilia Clarke work this entire movie to just be a better human. I mean, it's a movie that promotes happiness and love and charity and kindness and understanding and hospitality, all these really positive things. I mean, I think
Mental health?
Yeah, mental. I mean, I think in reality, this is a movie that I really won't dissuade anyone from seeing because it's so kind and it's just so nice. I do think it's manipulative, and I do think
Manipulative.
and we'll get into that in a bit. But I think
In spoilers?
Yeah,
A movie called Last Christmas has spoilers? What spoiler review would be better, Endgame or
Okay.
Last Christmas?
So if you've not seen this movie, at the end you find out Henry Golding is really Santa Claus. And then at the end, I'm just kidding, that's not really what we're talking about. But I also think the movie, Paul Feig, so the movie's tone feels like a rom-com, but it feels very specific because it's set in London. And it feels like Paul Feig really likes England comedy and was trying to tribute.
Even the language in the
Yes.
movie was all British.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
English.
Yeah. And I think there's like this tribute to a lot of English movie making. Like there's two cops in the movie that kind of reoccurringly pop up that feels very Simon Pegg and Nick Frost from Hot Fuzz, and there's a lot of that British humor that feels like he was kind of making this his British movie while also making this movie. It feels like he was like, I'm going to make this movie for my kids, and I just want to teach them all the valuable lessons, because the movie tries to tackle poverty, the movie tries to tackle homelessness, the movie tries to tackle racism.
Mental health.
Mental health. I mean,
Don't leave out mental health.
But I mean, even what I think mental health is an example because it's more of a prime focus where the movie does focus on that. Where like we kind of get these little bits of racism and like there's things like that where they'll try to start these things. There's a whole storyline with her sister and her situation, and we make that such a really powerful thing. I think there's this really great moment in the movie. Where they have to interact and they have to kind of come to terms about things that I think are really beautiful, but I don't think the movie follows up on that as good as it does. It just kind of lazily goes, you know, like, oh, it's, you know, it's a Christmas movie, you know. And Emma Thompson's character who plays her mother, they have a whole story about where she was coming from and Brexit and all these things. And the movie tries to tackle racism and being persecuted for all these things, but it never feels like it really focuses on that, as the whole movie really is about Emilia Clarke learning just to do good things and be kind and do charity work and all these things. And then you have this Henry Golding storyline, the rom-com, which you think is going to be the heartbeat in the movie, but Henry Golding actually kind of doesn't make many appearances for like he comes in and out of the movie.
Maybe 10 minutes.
In total?
Yeah.
Oh, in total, no, probably more like 20, 25, I think.
Oh, really?
In total. Yeah. I think his parts are maybe a little bit longer than you're giving him credit for, but I think he, like you said, he's a charming man. He's, you know, when he's on screen, he's very charismatic. I think Emilia Clarke was just, like you said, so believable as this heartwarming person that I would be lying to you if I didn't say like the movie just made me feel nice. Michelle Yeoh had me cracking up the entire movie. She was very, very funny. But again, I think this is a movie that just tries to do too much and then goes an easy way out. Takes a very, what I would consider very manipulative ending. And
manipulative.
That's just not even necessary. It's Hollywood. It's all the
Hollywood.
nonsense. It's all the nonsense just drizzled on. You know, like you have this great piece
like
of steak.
syrup on pancakes.
No, because syrup on, I mean, yes, but it's just like too much syrup, you know? It's like overflowing. It's like on your fork. You know when it's just like, you're like, damn, I have too much syrup on this plate? That's how this ending feels. So, yes, as Mr. Hsu said, we are going to have to do a spoiler section of Last Christmas, so if, I don't know how we ended up here, but if you do care to know the spoilers of Last Christmas, please continue. If you don't, please pause it now and go check it out if you'd like.
We realize and we find out Henry Golding is
An
dead.
angel. Yes. So not only is he a Christmas angel that is trying to teach Emilia Clarke how to be a better person during Christmas.
He literally is her angel.
Yes. Not that we've ever seen a movie where an angel tries to teach a person to be better during Christmas. No complaints here again. I'm not going to dissuade that. But then the movie all of a sudden takes his turn. So, I mean, the moment you meet Henry Golding, we know that there's something off about him, right? The movie then kind of takes a turn later to kind of make us...
dancing.
Yeah, all these little things, right? He wears the same outfit in every scene, all these things. He just appears randomly. He doesn't have a way to contact him. All these little things. But the movie tries to persuade you to thinking that maybe he has another family, that maybe there's something that he's hiding, and all of these things kind of build up until you find out that halfway through the movie that Emilia Clarke had a heart transplant when she was young after becoming very ill. And she actually, I thought was one of the more creative aspects of this movie, talks very interestingly about that experience and how it made her feel and all these things, and I thought it gave the character something really interesting to latch onto. So I think, again, that's why her part of this movie works. But she explains that she doesn't feel normal after she gets this heart transplant and how she just doesn't feel right ever since. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, when you find out that Mr. Henry Golding is an angel, is that
he got hit by a bus.
He was hit by a bus. And he was the one who was able to transplant his heart
into Emilia, the queen of dragons.
He was a ghost, just, you know, being her friend. Teaching her a thing or two, and
he got his
kissing her on occasion.
And he got his own bench.
Yes, he did get his own bench, which, like, after this moment of realization, and like, and it's not even like this moment where it could be like this very, it's the whole Emilia Clarke sits there, and then like we have to go through every event of the movie to realize she is just by herself this entire time. And you know, and it's just a bit much, I think, for the movie, and it feels very forced, and it's like, let's shoehorn this thing to make it even more, like, dramatic. It reminded me a lot of 7 Pounds, if you've never seen 7 Pounds.
Willie Smith.
I'm gonna spoil it for you. Kent, do you care if I spoil? Have you
I've
seen
seen
it?
it, I've
Okay,
seen it.
yeah. So like Will Smith, he like the whole build up is Will Smith trying to do this better thing, and then of course the man kills himself to donate all these things, and it's very manipulative. It just really is a cheap way to get those emotions, and then the way he does it is ridiculous, and that's how this movie feels.
He
like,
electrifies
we have
himself.
we have this unnecessary twist. And we have to go through this ridiculous explanation where I think just him being maybe a character who can be in a relationship and have his own problems, and by helping Emilia Clarke, he knows he has to go help himself. I think there's just more of an interesting story there. It feels more real, and it feels, I think, even more hopeful. I think being like, oh, this whole woman had to be visited by this angel who randomly chose this time in her life to come back, and all these things just feel so ridiculous. It's just like, if he was just a normal person who wasn't, maybe he was married. And maybe that just helped her become this better person, and now she has to give him the strength to go be a better, like, that's a much better story, I think, and a lot less silly. So, I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say don't go see it. Like, my mother would love this movie. She would cry her eyes out the entire time and just love it. So, I think it's if you like the Hallmark Christmas stuff and you like the cheesy love stuff, it's all for you.
Love it all. Next week in 7 days
is definitely some movies. What? I don't know off the top of my head. We've been very busy with some really cool projects, so make sure you guys keep up though, because we're gonna have some really crazy stuff coming at you very fast. How can I forget? What is being hailed as one of the most...
Well, this actually comes... Oh, it's down 96.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of in the week though, so technically this would be the date.
Ford v Ferrari.
Yep. And The Irishman, Martin Scorsese's new film, which is going to be hailed as one of the most important movies of the Arturs.
And Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. So it'll be a fun week next week. So make sure you...
Oh, and The Good Liar.
Oh, is that all next week?
Oh, Good Liar looks so good.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Ooh,
Good Liar.
I don't even know what I'm going to watch.
Good Liar, Ford, Ferrari, Charlie's Angels, and The Irishman. All out here next week. So make sure to join us here at AMC Town Square.
Comment below and let us know.
Texas Guy, 702.
3485618.
Absolutely.
ChasingCinema.com is known as
The Film Lovers website.